Hello, everyone. I'm Maribel here from Reseda Adult School, and this week we're going to be talking about time. And so, we all right now, some of us have a little more time than others, and I feel that it is something to talk. We are able to talk about and maybe improve. So, we all do share 1,440 minutes throughout the day. Something with time is when it's gone. You can't get it back. And they do say that time is money, but I believe it's more than just money. It's actually like your life. And so even though we think about time management skills and stuff, it's really not really managing your time, the time. It's more because you can't really touch it, it's not something tangible. It's more about managing yourself. And so I feel like we have to have this mindset where we change it, where we have to make sure that because time, we want to make sure that we make time as it is one of the most valuable and limited resource. And if we think of it that way, then we will allocate our time better towards things that are more productive for us. I think I see it as an asset that will help us move forward. And so you don't want to waste it, you want to make the best of it, and hopefully you're able to get more accomplished because you're taking control of your day. All right, so today we're going to talk about just kind of how to make time and tips on how to make time more valuable for you. Like, how do you value your time better? So these are going to be some tips, and a lot of them, if not all of them, I use. Actually, most of them I use. 99% of them. Some of them I need to work on still more, but hey, it's always work in progress. So number one thing I would like you guys to do is to be able to have set three like goals. We talk about setting goals in one of my previous videos, which I will link in the description below. These tips I did look at like 6 or 8, 10 videos, and I took the best that what I use and I feel like are the best tips. And so I will link that in the description below. But let's start with number one. So one, please make sure you have three set goals. Whether it's personal, whether it's health goals, whether it's career goals, have those in mind because you want them to be reflecting on you, like on what you're doing on daily, weekly, monthly, right? So have that in mind, and that will kind of help you lead and allocate your time better, right? So one thing you want to do that I have is always have a calendar where you can visually see what you're doing throughout the month, throughout the week. And have a big one. Like I know I have one at my work that is big, and then I also have Outlook that I pretty much touch. I try to have a couple, one at home and one at work. But right now, work is home, so I have one at home, like here. And with this calendar, I can see a lot. I can set stuff. Okay, I got bills to pay these days. I have at places to be at these certain days. I got things done certain days. And another thing, aside from a calendar, you want a notebook where you can journal things and make it all like a planner too, because your journal could be your planner, right? Or your a calendar too. You want to track every single thing that you do. You want to be able to journal, and you want to also be rigid with your time. I know some of us we get we get a lot of harshness because we are rigid with our time. Like if it's not going to reflect on something that 90% of what I'm doing, if it's not reflecting what I want to do with my life, then I probably don't want to do it. And I'll explain that in one of it, regarding time. I schedule things week to week and add it to the calendar. And I make sure I have some deadlines as well. Like, oh, make sure you have this turned in. Like I had an application to turn in for school. I know that I have to do my refrigerator needs I need to call the warranty place to come and check out because it's not making ice. And I journal everything. Like I have this notebook. I literally like date everything and go back. It saved a lot of my time. If I can't remember certain things, it has saved my butt. Okay, so have a calendar, a notebook, and a planner. If you can put it all together, great. So that's a good start. Make sure number two, or another one is batch your work. Sometimes Friday evenings are like whether date night is movie night with my sister, I want to have some days where I can work hard. Like I design certain days. Most of the time, I'm supposed to record Wednesday. I'm supposed to create thumbnails Tuesday. I'm supposed to put it out everything on Thursday. Although this week did not work. I tried. I just got really busy. But most of the time, I have scheduled days, scheduled times. I do laundry and I clean certain days because I feel like more efficient. I organize similar work tasks, and that kind of helps me because with changing from task to task, like doing things different days, unless if you can do something, and that's another thing I didn't write down, if you can do something that's going to take you less than 5 minutes, do it. Whether it's washing a plate, doing your bed, but anything it was going to take me longer, I like to batch it. Make sure you have focus days, buffer days, free days. So focus days, I'm really working and I'm like hardcore working. Buffer days is catch up days, on certain days. Free days is kind of like your relaxed days, your night days, your date nights with your partner or your sister or family, whatever it is. I have my cheat meals Saturdays, so I know that and I tell that to everyone, right? So batch your work. I think that's really important and you can be more efficient. And I've done that as well when I was, in school where I was like, this is the day I do all my homework. This is the day that I do all my cleaning. This is the day, and I'm in that mode. Okay. So, and another one, make sure you learn how to say no to everything that doesn't support your immediate goals. I know it's hard to say no because we're so nice and we want to help everyone, and that's been me. But to be honest, you can't help everyone. And that's a harsh reality that I learned working in the mental health field, working in just in the helping field, right? In general. And so learning how to say no to like, oh no, I can't go out tonight. Maybe we'll try it another week because these are your days that you go out and you're already booked. So you learn how to say no and reschedule. People who make you a priority will eventually make time for you. So like they will make time for you. So anyways, yeah, learn how to say no. Because you want to make sure you link all your actions, all your actions to your goals, and because you want to know that what you're doing is related to what your goal is, right? Okay, learn how to ask for help and delegate. I know that's hard. So I know like my sister, she loves to do everything on her own, but me, I'm like, okay, so this is dad, it's dad's birthday or it's dad's things. Okay, you're gonna do this, you're gonna do that. Because if you try to do everything, oh my gosh, sometimes it's a lot. And you could be doing other things that saving time. But I really think that if you can delegate and maybe be okay with not being perfect, you might be able to get more done and more accomplished. And I think that's important to remember to say, I might need some help and you can help me with this. Like, look at people's strengths, look at what people are good at, and use it. And sometimes bringing the best out of them, like they feel good about themselves too. So some people enjoy helping others. So take that advantage of that. And I think that brings me to the other one. So there is a word called RAC. RAC. It's recording, analyzing, and change. So I think this is just to assess your time to see what is your what are your time wasters. So you want to record what you do, and this is something maybe that you want to do on during the week or on the weekend, whatever day you want to just kind of assess what you do, and then figure out what are the times, how much time are you spending, I don't know, watching TV all day, or how much are you spending talking to whatever someone. I have no idea. Like maybe you're just using a lot of technology. You want to really kind of assess where that is and maybe either cut some time off or and then use the time, and make change of it. So that's where you record what you're doing, you see what are your time wasters, and then you make change. Okay, well, I'm not gonna spend these extra 2-3 hours doing something that is not gonna benefit me. So use that RAC, the abbreviation that kind of helps you decide where you want to change in allocating your time. And this is a good way to see, how much time were you wasting and how much time can you be saving and using it towards something that's going to benefit you. Okay. Okay. So, um, taking breaks. Okay. I know that doesn't seem like it, but I started doing that just like last week. I would just take walks, which would take me 10-15 minutes. And I did it a couple of times throughout the day because it was a whole work day. And I'm like, it really re-energized me. It really helped me back to focus, like the breathing. It felt good for my mental health. And that's what they recommend. And I really believe that I should continue doing that. And I'm like, oh, I can probably walk around my block. And just that you become more efficient. And I think that's good to have. So take breaks. Make sure you take breaks. Set a working space for completing tasks. So I usually have a place. I changed it today. So I'm in my kitchen because I'm by myself, but I'm usually in my room. But I usually have um, an assigned place where I do all my work. I have a desk in my room, but here I was by myself and I'm like, oh, let's change the scenery a little bit. So have a place where you can, where this is where you're going to be working, this is where you're going to be completing tasks, okay? And I think that one's it. I know I've mentioned about creating like to-do lists, but people say not to do it, like, because sometimes you just if you put the calendar, you're looking at the bigger picture. You don't want to overwhelm yourself with the to-do list. But if you do want to create a to-do list and you have the time and you feel like you could do it, remember about the ABC list. A's are urgent that need to be done that day. B's are urgent but could wait for the week. And then C's are the things you eventually have to do that month. So think of it daily, something to be done during the week, B, and C is something that has to be done in that month eventually, right? And then eventually the C's move to B's and the B's move to A's. If that's what you want to do, have the ABC list. I don't use it all the time. I try, but I can't keep up with it. But I definitely want to encourage for the people who are they like to-do lists. Okay. Okay, and the last but not least, I think I might get a little not attack on this, but people will probably not agree with me in this part, but I actually really like this one. End your day when you're tired, not when you're done. Because there will always be work to do. And I feel that sometimes we overwork ourselves to the point that you're overdoing it and you're tired all the time. And so, like they always say that 4 working days are better than 5. And I actually would love to do that. Or 6-hour days instead of 8-hour days, because there's research that shows that people are more productive when the days are shorter, or if they're more productive when they work 4 days instead of 5 days. So I feel like this is true. Once you're tired and you're done, you're done. If you continue and you push yourself, it's kind of like working out. You don't want to overdo it. Recovery is the most important thing. And so prioritizing, for me, I've prioritized sleep. I've prioritized my health. And I think when you prioritize the right things, you are able to do more because you feel better. And so if you feel better, then you do better. And so I really think that this, having a calendar, batching your work, learning how to say no, delegating things, um, taking those breaks, having your workspace, using the rack to decide what are your time wasters. I think this is really important to be able to manage yourself. So that's it. That's all I have. These are some tips that I would encourage everyone to be able to manage themselves to help them be more productive with their time. Make sure you know how to prioritize things, and it will always change, and it's something to look into every month, every year, to see what's really more important for you. As we get older, things change. We value people more, our time more, because time is money is also a part of our life, and we want to make the best of our life. So anyways, hopefully these tips help you guys, and that's all I got for this week. And if you have any suggestions for next week, let me know. Thanks. Bye.